What's up guys, Boss here, and as you guys know, it's beginning of the season, so I thought what better time is it than to test out the newly buffed Three Musketeers. What do I mean by the Musketeers, the Three Musketeers being buffed? Well, as you guys know, the Musketeers' first attack hit ended up receiving a buff, which means the Three Musketeers are going to be a lot stronger. Hunter also got a first attack buff of 11%, so a big one. So these two cards are going to be great in Three Musketeers. So the overall base of Three Musketeer decks is usually going to have the Three Musketeers, you know, the Ice Golem and the Elixir Collector, but you can kind of mess around with the other cards if you want. Some people like using Ghost. Some people like using, you know, Battle Ram instead of the Royal Hogs. That's kind of all preference, but in my case, I'm going to use Royal Hogs because I think they're just a really consistent win condition right now, and I like the fact that you can split them with the Three Musketeers playing some in each lane. So 6,600 right now, didn't play a game of ladder this season, just started. I'm going to take this season more seriously. I was pretty busy last season end, focusing on, you know, schoolwork, things I needed to do, and overall I just wanted to take a little bit of a break, but this season I should be back and playing more seriously. Alright, here we go. Found our first game here, and we have Ice Golem and Barbarrel in our starting hand, so I guess, you know, we could just Barbarrel in a second if he doesn't do anything. We have Elixir Collector as our next card, which, of course, if you guys didn't know, is, I would say, one of the best things to do in single Elixir, because if your opponent doesn't have a good response to it in cycle, it can get a lot of value. So we're going to play it here. I think it's slightly safer to play it in the middle until you know what your opponent has, because that way, I mean, if they had a Fireball or a Poison, they would spell it anyway, but this way, if they have a Rocket, they're unable to hit your, you know, your Arena Tower, which is really nice. And in this case, and same with a Miner, it's better to play in the middle. In this case, he's going to have a Lava Hound, which Three Musketeers, if you guys didn't know, does incredible against. We're going to go for high Three Musketeers here to space it out away from the Hunter, and they're going to do, yeah, a really nice job. It's going to work out perfectly. They're going to take out the Flying Machine, and we're going to have a massive Elixir lead. We're going to do a Royal Hog push here. One in the left lane where the one Musketeer is, and then the three in the right because there's no Musketeer there, so we apply more pressure with the Hogs in that lane because we don't need to as much where that one Musketeer is. So already an incredible start. I mean, we defended his Lava Hound, and we got a ton of counter push off of it, and I'm pretty sure we're up Elixir thanks to the Elixir Collector. So we're going to go ahead and get another one down, and then if he fireballs it, then we could, of course, just go for Three Musketeers, and that is exactly what's going to happen. And I mean, it's definitely fine to Three Musketeers right now because he's in an Elixir deficit after that fireball, and because I had the two Elixir Collectors down, so we'll just go Three Musketeers right now and see from there what he wants to do. If he plays into the Three Musketeers, that's even better, and that's the case. He's going to go ahead and do that right now. So we'll Ice Golem in front, go Bandit in this lane, and then I'd like to heal Spirit in the lane with the two Musketeers. Maybe it would have been better to play it on the other lane now that I know that that's what happened, but, you know, it was hard to predict how he was going to defend it. I thought it was going to be better to support the, you know, the two Musketeers, obviously. So we're going to go Royal Hogs because his Skarmy's out of cycle, and if he fireballs it, we can go for an Elixir Collector. So he's going to choose to go for his Baby Dragon. That might almost still take the tower. I doubt it's going to take it, but Royal Hogs do so much damage. It's pretty insane. Actually, before the 3% damage nerf they just got, it probably would have taken it, which is just crazy to think. But, okay, so we're back to another Hunter. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Going to go Ice Golem here, and he's probably going to Fireball. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think he's going to break through anyway. I think we got this. I mean, this is the one thing about not having a, you know, big spell or even a small spell that can hit the tower. You have to break through, but that's why I love the Royal Hogs. I feel like the Royal Hogs, the damage is, I feel like, in a way, almost guaranteed, whereas with, like, a Battle Ram, you know, you're oftentimes not going to be able to, you know, break through. And there you go. He was so focused on offense, he didn't even pay attention to the opposite lane, which is why split lane pressure is so good. You know, what makes this deck work. Three Musketeer decks in general, as you guys know, that's how they work. So in our next game here, and we're going to have Bandit, Ice Golem in our starting hand, which are going to be pretty safe to start with. Probably Bandit, the best starting play, and then Elixir Collector as our next card. So that's perfect. So we'll go ahead and Bandit right now, and he's going to... Okay, so he just wasted 2 Elixir. Essentially, that's the way I view that, at least. You know, when someone just rages the middle, they're just cycling, which is just wasting 2 Elixir in a way. So he's going to have... Alright, so here's the game plan. Let's first kite away the Dark Prince, and we also kite the Mega Minion too. That's really clutch. I'm fine taking some damage. I was more concerned defending the Dark Prince and the Mega Minion than the Goblin Giant. and we're going to get a massive Elixir lead right now after this. I'm going to take damage. I'm not going to go Bandit to defend, because look at how much Elixir we're about to get right now. I already have an Elixir Collector up, and I just played another one, and the crazy thing is I'm pretty sure when I played that Elixir Collector, I was already up Elixir. So, I mean, look at, like, the situation right now. He's going to go Sparky, so we're going to go 3 Musketeers. 2 Musketeers in the opposite lane of the Sparky. So this way, if the Sparky ends up connecting to the Musketeers, which chances are it probably will, it's not going to take out 2 at once, which of course would not be good. So we're going to Ice Golem here to protect the 1 Musketeer, and it's going to, you know, deal some good damage to the Sparky. And you can see in the opposite lane, we're getting a lot of damage with the 2 Musketeers. Musketeer comes in clutch there, and wow. Look at that. 2 Musketeers end up taking the tower. First attack really coming in clutch. You can tell it makes a difference. And we go Royal Hogs here. Heal Spear coming in. Gonna heal everything up. And is he just gonna give up at this point? I was thinking maybe he just for a second was about to give up. But then I realized I was just so ahead in Elixir that he had to wait so long before playing something. So we just go low Ice Golem here. We'll be able to fully counter the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And then after that, we'll just go for an Elixir Collector for sure. I mean, now he's probably going to spam the bridge, but... Oh, wow, he Sparkied first, so that actually buys us more time. I thought he was going to go Goblin Giant Dark Prince at the bridge or something. Either way, though, this is, of course, going to be a little challenging to defend, so we'll have to, you know, see how we want to go about defending it. I guess we'll go Heal Spirit here, and then try to get a Sparky shot to hit something else other than the 3 Musketeers, if all possible. I'm going to have to... okay, it didn't splash the tower. That's at least a good thing, but... Gonna have to go 3 Musketeers here, and this defense is gonna be a bit stressful. There's no doubt about that. We're gonna do Heal Spirit, which hopefully will... Okay, great. That's really good. And then this will distract it as well. Bandit to hopefully... No, it doesn't, but 3 Musketeers aren't right next to the tower, so even if the Sparky shot, we would have been able to defend. So that was great. I mean, that really showcases when your opponent doesn't have any counter whatsoever to the Elixir Collector, how easy the matchup is, because you just overwhelm them, and there's really nothing they can do about it. I mean, even though the Sparky is good against the Royal Hogs and the 3 Musketeers, it didn't end up mattering, because he just didn't have the Elixir he needed to, you know, to just defend, you know, and go for those Sparkies always when he needed to. So we can just go, okay, wow, Rage again, so maybe another Sparky deck. This time around it could be Elixir Golem, though. I feel like if it is Elixir Golem and he's using a variant that doesn't have a big spell, how is he going to defend the 3 Musketeers? Like, is it even possible? I mean, maybe it is. Maybe he does have a big spell and I just don't know it yet, but he's going to take a lot of damage. I guess, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of praying he doesn't have a Fireball, because, I mean, if he doesn't, and Elixir Golem usually doesn't, so I'm going to take my chances. We're going to go 3M all in the same lane here, and let's see what happens. So, yeah, just as I thought. I don't think he has a big spell, so his push is essentially just getting destroyed. I mean, his push just went bye-bye there. I mean, like, that's what happens when your opponent doesn't have a big spell. Kind of like the Sparky game. 3M just get ridiculous value. 1 locks on the tower, and wow. It already feels like it's over at this point. That's kind of crazy. We could even Elixir Collector, and then if he decides to spam me, I'll just wait and go 3M, all in the same lane. Because in this type of matchup, it's so... Like, I don't even know how this guy can win. It feels impossible for him when he doesn't have a big spell. So if you hate Elixir Golem, like this deck this guy's playing right now, this might be the deck for you, because I can't see how this guy can break through. When I go with 3, I'm all in the same lane, and I just make sure they don't get, like, destroyed by, I don't know, an E-Drag, but they're going to kill the E-Drag before it even, like, does anything to them. That's... I mean, like, that's crazy. Can't we just, like, go Royal Hogs here? I mean, if I were him, I would just give up. I mean, like, this is over. I don't know why this guy's still trying. Like, it's just getting worse and worse as this match progresses. Like, another set of 3M. Yeah, that's just... Wow. That was even easier than the Sparky one. And I thought the Sparky one was easy. I mean, Elixir Golem ended up being, you know, 10 times easier. So, alright, let's head into the... next game. Already on tier 14 for the pass Royale here. We're against Jerry. So Barbarrel, Ice Golem in the starting hand. We could start with the Barbarrel. I'll wait a couple seconds though. We don't see Elixir Collector as our next card, so there's no rush to, make the starting play. But, it never is too risky to make the first play with 3 Musketeers, as long as you're not going 3M or Hunter first play. Royal Hogs too, I don't think is a great idea. So we'll just go Barbarrel right now and then see what he wants to do. Okay, he's going to go Goblin Cage. I'm just going to Ice Golem. He's going to go Log. Okay, Log and Goblin Cage. It could be Royal Hog Cycle. I don't want to jump to conclusions too quick, but when I see Log and Goblin Cage, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Queen. Yeah, I don't know for sure. Let's go Elixir Collector here. I hope he doesn't have an Earthquake. If he does, this is probably going to be a little challenging. Yeah, he does. And I'm pretty sure he has Delivery too. So, yeah, this is not going to be a great matchup. But it looks like he's under-leveled, so this might be kind of a saving grace for us. What in the world? The Queen is level 12, and the Royal Hogs are level 12 too. But this otherwise would be such a bad matchup. So the fact that his cards are lower level might just be enough to save me. Assuming his other cards too are under-leveled. But the crazy thing is this matchup, I feel like, is so bad. He may be able to win anyway, even with those cards being under-leveled. But I guess that's why he used those emotes at the beginning, like the angry face. I didn't know at first, but now I know why. It's because he didn't have the deck leveled up. So he's going to go Queen there. Kind of a bad Queen, I would say. I don't really know what he was doing. It's pretty clear this guy doesn't normally use this deck, because that defense was definitely not the best. I mean, he kind of just wasted 5 elixirs. So we're going to go Heal Spirit here. I went in because I knew I was up Elixir. I mean, he basically just sacrificed a whole Queen and then also played a Fire Spirit, so I knew he was really low, and just like that, we're able to pull ahead so much, and we didn't secure the win because, I don't have a big spell, but at this point, I'm feeling a lot more confident than I did when the match first started, like, knowing what he was using, the fact that he had Delivery and then Earthquake for the Collector, but, him being under-leveled and also making that mistake is making this game look a little bit more promising now. Okay, wow, he let those lock-ons. Yeah, it's pretty clear this guy is not very experienced with this deck, because I'm going to tell you right now, even with the under-leveled cards, I think this guy would have had a good shot of winning if it weren't for those misplays, because that overall was what cost him the tower. Like, both times I got damage, it was because he didn't defend correctly, and you can see, just not confident with this deck. He doesn't normally play it, but hey, I'm not complaining, because it made it, made things easier for me than it otherwise would have been. So, yeah, another good win against... This deck is one of the most popular decks in the meta right now. A lot of people are using it with Cannon instead of the Goblin Cage, though. It's kind of, preference, but the Cannon does a lot better against Graveyard, which there's a lot of right now since the Mother Witch, recently got nerfed. So, in our 4th match here, and we got, okay, decent starting hand, Bandit, Barbarrel. I feel like the fact you can't have Elixir Collection in your starting hand will always make you have something in your starting hand that you can definitely cycle first play, because it'll always mean you have either Barbarrel, Bandit, or Heal Spirit in your starting hand. I'm pretty sure. At least I think that's how it works. So we'll go Hunter here. That Hog will actually still get a hit. Wow. Maybe I should have just gone Hunter, because I think the Hog would have still gotten just 1 hit only. I'm going to go Heal Spirit here just to heal up the Hunter when the Bandit connects to it. And kind of an interesting Hog deck. I can't tell you for sure what this is yet, because he's got Hog, Cannon Cart, Bandit, which is an interesting variation, to say the least. We just go Bandit here, and he'll probably have to respond to that, or he'll, take some damage. So, go Hunter, and then Heal Spirit to heal up the Hunter. And I hope I don't need to do it. Okay, that's not good. I have to Ice Golem. Alright, rough start, I would say. And things are about to get worse, because I wouldn't have been... At least I don't think I would have been able to react in time to that Bandit. Maybe I would have. So hopefully at this point, I'm hoping he doesn't have a big spell. If he has something, especially a really good one, like Firewall, this will definitely be a little tricky, I would say. But let's go Elixir Collector here and see what spell... Okay, Poison. I'd much rather see a Poison, because Poison does not do very good against Royal Hogs. It also doesn't do nearly as good against the Three Musketeers. It's time to go for our first Three Musketeers of the game, because we're almost double Elixir, and we could probably go Royal Hogs now to support the one in the left, because he's going to have to play something, or in the right, because he's going to have to play, yep, he just had to waste a cannon cart, which I feel like is not good for him. He would have much rather not had to do that. So we'll go Bandit here, and I guess we'll just Bar Barrel the right. That's looking a little scary, though. The problem was the Dark Prince was actually tanking for the... I don't know how I'm going to defend this. Just kind of spamming at this point. Let's see. We definitely can't Elixir Collector again. I know that. So at this point, only go for 3 Ms probably and Royal Hog pushes and try to make the most out of that. We actually got a lot of damage. I'm going to go 3 Musketeers now. I feel like it's now or never. If that Hog gets... Okay, so it's not over. We actually have a chance, because if we go Ice Golem, Royal Hogs, and this manages to get a somewhat decent amount of damage, we might actually be able to steal this one. Oh, man, nah. If that Heal Spirit connected, though, we would have gotten it for sure. That's going to be game. I'm not even going to try to defend that, because he would have just been able to Hog or Poison. If that Heal Spirit connected, though, I think it would have been just enough for us to, yeah, take it, because we would have gotten a couple more Hog hits. Alright, here we go. Maybe our last game here, we'll see how long this one is against King Kang. So Bandit, Ice Golem, again, I feel like we have a similar starting hand pretty much every time. It's kind of funny. That's why it's weird having Elixir Collector. It really does mess up the cycle. It's the only card that does that. It makes your starting hand, it's always gonna be, you know, instead of it being 8 cards as an option, it can only be 4, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we'll go Hunter here, and this guy already starting off with a very strange deck. I mean, when I see Tombstone and Bats, I wouldn't expect something like RG. In fact, I wouldn't, when I see a Tombstone, I wouldn't even expect Bats either. So I'm very confused. We're going to go Elixir Collector now. This will tell us what spell he has, which I know he has to have one, at least I would think. Okay, that's pretty bad. He's got an Earthquake, which is kind of the last spell you want to see when you're using 3 Musketeers. But, I mean, I don't know. Fireball's also annoying, but yeah, Earthquake is not what you want to see. So, and Delivery too. So this is definitely going to be pretty difficult, I would say. Kind of like the Royal Hog one. That guy made a lot of mistakes, though. But this guy, I'm pretty sure, first of all, isn't underleveled, and he's using the correct deck, I would say. So we're going to be in for a little bit of a struggle, I would say. But we'll see if we can, I don't know, make it happen. Probably what we could do is go 3 Musketeers all in the same lane occasionally, or feel free to play them like higher up together when defending an RG, because we know that he doesn't have a Fireball. So I guess that is kind of like one good thing I have going for me, but still, I just think the defense for him should, you know, at least I would assume it should be really easy. I can't see how I would break through. But, you know, we'll see what happens. See how it plays out. I think now is definitely time to go in for Royal Hogs. Try to Bandit to kill this Queen. Oh, nice. He didn't activate the ability. Maybe he already used it and I'm just forgetting. This is a great Bar Barrel. Wow, obviously going to take that. And let's 3M. He just used a lot of Elixir there, so definitely a good time to send him 3M. Goes Queen. We haven't gotten, like, any damage, though. That's the thing. So, we'll go Ice Golem here. Guess we'll send in Royal Hogs and then go Bandit in the middle. He's going to delivery there. Would have been nice if I... Well, wait. That's... Okay, that's great. It seems like he's getting a little overwhelmed now. Musketeer locks on. Oh, yeah, there we go. So just like that, we actually... Well, didn't take the lead, but we're so close now. So it feels like now we have more of a chance than I did before. Gonna bandit, try to catch him off guard here to dash. Gonna go for the heal spirit, and we're actually going to get a good amount of healage there, I would say. And look at the right lane. He was so focused on the left that he didn't pay attention to the right. That bandit definitely did the trick. He didn't end up paying attention. I'm gonna go 3 Musketeers. Just used his Earthquake. I'm gonna refrain, though, from using the... I'm gonna refrain from using... What do you call it? The Elixir Collector, though, because at this point we're already in... Well, now triple Elixir, so I feel like there's no point in using it. He's gonna go opposite lane of the lane he's going in. I feel like this is really good for me, because chances are his RG won't get as much damage as he got in the left lane, so that kind of helps me, because all it does is give me counter push potential. He should have definitely stayed in the other lane, and yeah, this is GG. He got overwhelmed, and I have to say, after playing it out, it definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because even though he did have Earthquake for the Elixir Collector, he didn't really have too much for the 3M, and also his bats and the Tombstone gave my heal spirit so much value. I could easily go heal spirit in the middle or with the pushes and try to be unpredictable of like which lane I'm dropping the heal spirit in, what lane I drop the bandit in, you know, splitting everything so he can't go delivery on everything. But yeah, great video, I would say. Only one loss, and this loss, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I feel like I could have won. I didn't play that the best I could have, because just looking at this matchup now, it really should have been pretty good for me, because even though the Dark Prince is pretty good against the Royal Hogs, Poison isn't really good against 3 Musketeers, or Royal Hogs, or Elixir Collector in general. So yeah, this one, I didn't play great, but overall, besides that, was a really good video. Make sure to like if you guys did end up enjoying the video, subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed already, and I hope you guys enjoyed this 3M video, because I haven't made a video on 3 Musketeers in a really long time, and the buff means maybe they're more viable now.